Hello everyone, this is Game Collector, and I am back with news and a review of sorts. The reason I have been gone longer than anticipated is my computer got sick, and believe it or not, is still sick because can't afford stuff. It crashes and does things, which is why I have not wanted to do these for a while until it's been fixed. But apparently I have no other choice at the moment, so I'm doing this just to keep my stuff up and alive. And yeah, I'm not exactly happy about it, and this probably isn't a smart thing to do either. But again, I have to do it. Not sure if the camera's in focus, so let's focus it a bit because... Nope, out of focus. Still out of focus. There we go. Now what we are looking at here is Soundwave and Electrostatic Soundwave from Transformers Animated. They both turn into a Scion XB, standard Soundwave being the blue version, with the lines and such, and he has a little power button on the top, like an iPod, and little sound detailing on his body. And the G1 inspired buttons on his bumper. Same goes for Electrostatic, or Sound Blaster if you really want to simplify it. Only it's in red and there are less lines, and there's kind of like that goth or whatever, those weird curvy symbol things. They look Cybertronian, but they look like those tattoo symbols and stuff. And Soundwave came with this giant guitar, which, you know, pretty much everyone should know what this is. And his black and red counterpart came with this. That giant bat face should already make it obvious. If not, you're an idiot. Just set those off to the side, but before we do that, they can attach to the vehicle mode like so. Come on. It goes in the other way. Nope, this cannot attach to the top of this, in this form anyway. So we're going to do it a different way. And both of these being Transformers, obviously. Pushing the tail. And split it apart, and there, it's Laserbeak. And Laserbeak pegs in the same way the guitar does. And the keytar. Pretty much splits and then transforms itself from that point onward. And then he kind of just pegs in here, or doesn't. Wow, nothing really fits on this guy, does he? Does it? Ah, there we go, finally. And I'm not going to screw with it anymore, because there. And yes, this is a brand new setup I'm using, so, you know, there's that. Okay, I just had to step away and look at something real quick. I'm very sorry about that. So, transform these back to normal. And then we get on with transforming the robots. The bigger robots. So, I'll just move laser beak and rat bat off to the side, and I'm going to start with first release the first sound wave, fold in the back wheels, and then pull from there. You gotta split it because this part of the vehicle will form his legs. Once that's out of the way, this makes it easy to fold. Oh, mostly easy to fold what will become his kneecaps in. I'm going to mention this now. The electrostatic sound blaster, yes, I'm calling him that, has some retooling in his legs. Okay, you got the legs finished, and the leg retooling will be blatantly obvious when he's done transforming. Okay, now we work back here, fold the chest plate up, giving the arms clearance to pull out. Fold out the hands, which will need to be refocused. Now, as for minor retooling, it's, again, just something so small and insignificant that the transformation is exactly the same. So, you have pulled the head out. He has like the 80s hard rocker sunglasses, or 90s or whatever. And here we have him in his robot mode, leaning forward a bit, so make him lean back a bit more. And unevenly, I might add. And then, for storage, you can just attach Laserbeak onto his back. Turn around, there he is. Or, can pull him off and have Soundwave take these two pegs here, and on his arms there are these two little screw holes which can actually hold Laserbeak. And then you just bend the hand inward. It's been a while since I messed with this toy, so it's going to get a little bit awkward. Yeah, there we go. And just bend in the hand a bit, and there, now you can play Laserbeak. As for the other, while being a separate toy, I am going to cover the transformation, just not in word for word. So yeah, you have the first sound wave over here, and this is where the second one comes in. I'm working on the legs, so this is where the retooling will come in, and this is why I didn't skip anything. These parts, which will become the knee, are molded much, much thicker than the ones on the original Soundwave. And it's very obvious once he gets once you stand him up. And it's not very good either. I'm not kidding. It makes him look like he has this stupid Elvis stance. A bow-legged cowboy Elvis stance or something. Oh, sorry. Hand got in the way. Oh, come on. And his head doesn't really like to be pulled out, so I think I can use Rat Bat to wedge his head out, because it likes to stick. There we go. And Rat Bat used that. And no! I can't make his legs go in any further than that. Granted, it does make him a little bit more stable, but his knees aren't nearly as loose either. take Laserbeak off of Soundwave and falls to the floor. Oh, no big deal. I don't really want to display him on there right now. See how... Yeah, first Soundwave's legs can move in a little closer, and the second one's can't. And again, I'm going to bring a close-up. See how that inner knee joint right there is thicker? Yeah. It's thicker on this one than it is on this one. I don't know why they did that, and I don't know whose idea it was, but it means he has to stand like this the whole time. This one can actually get a little knee action going, I suppose, if you want to call it that. And as for the other accessory, you can get Rat-Bat to fit in the original Soundwave, but it doesn't really always work that well. And this one's elbows are like made of putty. And yes, I can switch them around to the other hand, but it doesn't look right because of the bat head. But you can properly pose him. Oh, come on. Sorry for working off camera a bit, but with the new, I'm kind of experimenting with my new setup, and I'm kneeling, and my back is starting to hurt a lot. So this is just the first time I'm screwing with my new setup here. And there they go, the Band of Evil. And I do mean band. The rock band of evil. Guitar villain. Okay. You know. Horrible jokes and puns out of the way. Time for the bios. And I've got to say, the electrostatic Soundwave or Sound Blaster bio is actually closer to the episode he appeared in. The Soundwave bio isn't all that accurate. And Soundwave didn't actually get Laserbeak in the show until his second appearance because the animators didn't know that the toy had that. Go figure. So here's the electrostatic bio first. Pause here. Or rather, pause here. His galactic powers and abilities. And done with that. And if you noticed, yes, this is again from the era of heavy tape. I actually had to cut the box apart to make sure that none of this back card was torn up. That is not something I like. And here's the original bio card. And holy crap, it is huge. Before they figured out how to compress everything into one piece. I am trying to get this at the best angle possible. And whatever you can read, by all means, pause when you can read it. And yes, heavy amounts of tape results in box damage. And so that is it for the animated review of Soundwave and Sound Blaster Electrostatic Soundwave guy with Rat-Bat, who is purple and red. Or maybe not, because I didn't cover any of their posability at all. It has been a while since I have done this, because now they both have the same basic posability. Head joint can go 360. Shoulder joint. Whoop, didn't mean for that to happen. A double jointed elbow, believe it or not. so he can hold the guitar. This is electrostatic, so he doesn't have a lot of knee clearance. But they do have ball-jointed knees and ball-jointed hips. And a hinged ankle joint, sort of. Okay, that kind of covers everything. So I will see you soon with another Transformers animated review, and this has been Game Collector. Later!